What is going on, everybody? Jordan Pimpy here with Howard Bender. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NFL DFS Playbook Preview Show. It is NFL Week 8 here, Howard. We have another 10-game DraftKings main slate to take a look at. Fortunately for us, we do have some star players on this slate. The primetime games didn't take away all the top guys from us this week like they've done in weeks past, so it should be a fun week to build some lineups.
Yeah, I mean, it's really kind of interesting. If you read the watch list, the DFS watch list, you'll see, I mean, there's so many top guys in such smash spots, right? I mean, you've got the Denver-Dallas game there. You got some great players that you're going to want to get into your lineups for sure. But the big one there is like Jonathan Taylor going up against the Tennessee Titans, Bijan Robinson going up against the Miami Dolphins. Super pricey guys there. So we're really going to have to dig deep, find some bargains that we're going to want to lay in on there. So it's going to be interesting to watch. That's for sure.
It will. If you go to the quarterback position here, again, I do the quarterback coach. You can find that over at Fantasy Alarm. Bender's got the watch list out. And of course, I'll have the playbook out on Saturday for all of you. Top guys there. Obviously, Josh Allen off the bye on the road against Carolina. We're expecting maybe that offense to kind of pick some things up here after they've struggled a little bit, losing 2 straight going into their bye week. Lamar Jackson got a full practice in on Friday. So looking like Lamar's going to be back for this matchup against Chicago. I don't know how much you trust him right away, but $6,800 for him. Jalen Hurts has had the throwing going because Philadelphia all of a sudden can't run the football. He's $6,600. Do you have any interest in spending up? You just mentioned we're trying to fit 2 top running backs in. So, do any of the top quarterbacks appeal to you?
I mean, as far as being able to utilize them, yeah. I mean, listen, you want to try and get somebody in there that's, a decent QB, but I don't need to use Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts for that matter. I mean, it's kind of funny. Hurts is priced down right around where Dak Prescott is, which I definitely find funny going up against the Giants. I don't know if that's just kind of a mistake on their part or if it's like a sucker bet there for you to kind of jump into, but I'm looking a little further down, and I'll definitely look at like Dak Prescott, Bo Nix, beforehand.
Sure. Bo Nix for sure, right? At home, $6,000, Dallas defense. We saw obviously what he did at the second half of the game against the Giants. They had like no points going into the fourth quarter, and they went and scored 33. He only completed 54% of his passes, but he had 4 total touchdowns. This is certainly a premium matchup. I think a lot of people are going to be in on Bo Nix this week as well for sort of that reasoning. Trying to fit in obviously some of the high price guys, and you get him at a pretty cheap price tag. I kind of like the 2 guys that are in that range. I like Bo Nix at $6,000, and I like Caleb Williams at $56,000. I know we've run the Caleb Williams train over and over again with varying levels of success. Baltimore hasn't improved their defense any since the bye week. At least they're getting their quarterback back. But I'm going to once again trust a team to go in and just throw all over this Baltimore defense.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of like it's a good spot to live. Oh, my computer just kind of skitzed out on me here, but that's all right. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that's kind of where I'm really leaning on this. Nix, like I said, Williams it's a good spot. I guess the one thing that kind of worries me, as always, when you look at Caleb Williams, is just which Baltimore defense is going to show up. Yeah. Right? They're getting back Roquan Smith. Do they have an ability to really kind of step up? If they don't, then I think Caleb Williams throws all over them all day long. So it's just a matter to me of where you're at with regard to that Ravens defense. Sure. What about going back to the well with Jackson Dart going up against the Eagles again? He had a good game against them. It was at home. It was a big upset. We've seen him turn around. He had a good game against Denver, at least for the first half. He seems to start off strong pretty well, and then he kind of fizzles out the rest of the way. So I don't know. Like, I mean, even against that, the Broncos, right? Not the Broncos, against the who was it? Which game was it? The Saints game, right? He came out and he threw for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, and then the rest of the game he just completely shit the bed, right? Yeah. For 114 with 2 picks and a lost fumble. So
his rushing outside is obviously appealing. 3 games with 50+ rushing yards, so that helps kind of mitigate any of the turnovers he may have. I'm not opposed to Jackson Dart. Again, on the road after what he just did against Denver, he only completed 45% of his passes, but 283 yards and 3 touchdowns got you there. 29 fantasy points. He had the rushing touchdown in there. Since becoming a starter, he hadn't scored less than 18.6 fantasy points at 5,500. So definitely reaching value. I think you go below him just one more. You have Joe Flacco at 5,400.
Yeah.
At home, the way he's going to throw, again, I'll bet the over on his pass attempts. I didn't check what the stat is. It has been 36 and 38 the last 2 weeks. He's thrown 45 and 47 times. I think they're just going to have him drop back and throw as much as possible here. Even if they get a lead on the Jets, it's not going to be because Chase Brown's running the football. It's going to be because Joe Flacco's throwing touchdowns to Jamar Chase here. So, yes, he's not 4,000 or 4,900 anymore, but still $5,400. Joe Flacco feels like a good value this week.
Joe Flacco feels like a great value this week, especially when you look at the fact that Sauce Gardner is out. Michael Carter is questionable for this game. At some point, the Jets defensive line is just going to be like, why are we still doing this?
I mean, they're probably asking themselves that now as it is. Any other value quarterbacks for you? We're going to have Andy Dalton starting this week. He's $4,500.
You could. What about your boy Spencer Rattler? You were looking at him last week. He threw 2 touchdown passes to Chris Olave. This time he's got Tampa Bay, and that secondary is significantly worse than an improving Chicago defense. I'm curious as to whether or not you would use him again.
I am not opposed. Listen, the one thing I said when we did the Spencer Rattler pick was like, oh, he doesn't turn the football over. 3 interceptions and a lost fumbles. Like he's only had 1 turnover all season. He has 4 in that game. You can't take away the turnovers, but if you do take away the turnovers, he's got like 18 fantasy points there. So you go out there and you assume he goes and throws for 220 yards and a couple of scores this week and adds in his handful of rushing, but only maybe turns the football over once. He's paying off $4,700. I think Spencer Rattler's not a bad quarterback, and I do like the receivers with Shaheed and Olave there. So sure, I have no problem going back to the well there at home this week.
Right.
Running back position, as we've highlighted, Taylor and Robinson are your top 2 guys. They're $9,500 and $8,800. You're going to try to figure a way to get them in your lineup. They're both probably going to be 35+% rostered, like Jonathan Taylor and them were last week, where you had to have him in your lineup or you basically struggled to cash for the most part. Those are the 2 no-brainer spend ups. Where do you look when it comes to the mid-tier, though?
Mid-tier running backs. I mean, I so badly want to. Well, I really do want to go back to the Breece Hall well. Okay. I really do. I mean, Cincinnati is giving up. You don't even have to show it because I can't even stand looking at his.
It's been so bad.
I can't look at his carries because I think it's nauseating what they've done with him. But I mean, you're talking about a team that ranks 30th in DVOA against the run. They're giving up like the 6th most rushing yards per game this season. They're just not like Cincinnati's defense is still bad. It's still bad. And at some point, you would think that Tanner Engstrand would get his head out of his ass and just run the football more. I don't know what they're doing. Unless they're like negotiating with Breece Hall behind the scenes and saying, hey, dude, we're just not going to give you a heavy workload right now. And we want to re-sign you afterwards. Unless that's going on, which I don't think it is. I think they're going to trade Breece Hall. Yeah. Why are you not running the effing football here? Like that drives me insane. I do want to go back to that well, but I won't go back to that well.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you're looking at these like mid-tier guys here, I mean, you can't go wrong with James Cook. I don't care what Carolina's run defense looks like right now. Scatabo against Philadelphia, their team is not strong either. And then I drop down to Breece Hall.
I think Derrick Henry might be my highest rostered running back this week. $6,000 for Derrick Henry with the returning Lamar Jackson. 6,000. He's coming off 24 for 122. 6,000. Chicago Bears run defense has been bad. Lamar Jackson's back. Like, fire me up some Derrick Henry this week.
Is it a trap?
Could be. You need the it's a trap sounder, from whatever that sound.
It's called Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that one. Never seen it.
Let me ask you a question here. If you're looking at if Derrick Henry is going to be the highest owned running back that you have, how are you choosing between Taylor and Bijan?
I think I might try to play all 3.
Okay.
flex Henry, play Taylor Bijan, play Joe Flacco, and a cheap tight end, a cheap defense, and make it work. I don't know how it's going to fit out salary wise, but like we'll just play the game, I guess. Taylor, Robinson, Henry is 4,400 to play. Obviously, you'll have a 3K tight end, a 3K defense, so probably a bunch of 5K wide receivers and quarterbacks, and make it run that way if you want. I did Barkley. I want Bijan. Bijan is 88. So we have 42. It's gonna be tight. We'll see how it works. But I think these are the three running backs, pairing up this week. You should probably have a combination of these three running backs in your lineups for sure. Because that price seems criminal to me. Value plays. Are you no Kendrick Miller now? Kamara, maybe a little bit.
No.
Okay.
I'd rather pay all the way down to Devin Neal, who I actually am starting in a fantasy league this week because I don't have any guys. Again, have you watched Kamara run? I mean, it doesn't look good. He doesn't fit the scheme. I mean, at some point, somebody's going to come back to me and be like, you know what, Bender?
You're right.
I was really skeptical when you put Alvin Kamara into your, into your busts article in the draft guide. But you know what? You were right. Everybody sit there asking me, oh, we can get Kamara. Get Kamara.
Okay.
What's he done?
That's a good point. Not much. DeAndre Swift's up here. I kind of skipped by him a little bit, but I mean, he's been fantastic.
Yes. He's been beyond fantastic. Like even I'm turned on to being a DeAndre Swift fan now. Listen, I've hated this dude for years.
The leader of the Baker Mayfield hater club, right?
Oh, so goodness. Dobbins, I also think, is a great play here against the Dallas defense. It's going to be so tough to try and find many, ways to get in some of these, Dallas and Denver players.
Sure.
It's going to be very, very difficult to figure this one out.
Value tier, Chuba Hubbard did return. He played out Snap Dowell, even though they basically split the workload. You got Woody Marks against San Francisco, Kyle Monangai, but again, we just talked Swift. You can game theory some Tyler Algier if his hip ends up being healthy.
That's the one I'm kind of eyeballing there. I also think that RJ Harvey, if you want to be sneaky and trying, and pivot off that way, he doesn't get enough usage here, but they're still utilizing him in the passing game. They didn't last week, but they will.
I agree. There's nothing else that I'm touching now. You said Neal. Neal's $4,200. So I guess if you think he gets touches, that would be the guy.
Well, thank you very much for not even remotely suggesting Trevion Henderson. I appreciate that.
Wouldn't even think of it. They don't even want to play him. They played the Jennings kid at the end of the game last week. So
I'm saying drop him from your rosters in fantasy, and people are like, "What? What? What do you mean? He was the better back at Ohio State."
Yeah. They gave lip service still from Vrabel, where he was like, "Hey, we had a Ramondre Stevenson game. There will be a Trevion Henderson game. Sure, there will be." All right. Wide receivers, as we said, if we're trying to spend up at all these running backs, it's going to be very difficult to get the top guys here. But Jamar Chase, obviously an elite spot. CeeDee Lamb's going to have the Patrick Surtain treatment, so we'll see who's the better play of that group. You could pivot to Pickens on the other side of the field there.
But he's going to have Riley Moss on him too.
That's fair.
Here's the thing, and this just this is where it is. Because I've been asking Jim Bowden, about this on the Fantasy Alarm Show. I asked him every single day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday that he was on. And I'm like, here's the deal. If you've got CeeDee Lamb and Patrick Surtain matched up, if you've got Riley Moss and George Pickens matched up, who's the guy? Like, who's the third guy that they're going to look to? It's, they can do Jake Ferguson. Absolutely.
Probably will.
But can we get a cheap wide receiver? Can we get Kevontae Turpin at no money in order to make that happen? That'll at least kind of open some things up to utilize those running backs.
Sure.
It's a tournament play, but it's just something to think about.
Yeah, for sure. Again, Emeka Egbuka, 7K. He's fine. Again, Baker's going to throw a bunch of yards. Saints defense not close to what they played last week, so I feel a little bit better in confidence-wise there. If you watch the betting show, I'm bullish on Cortland Sutton this week at 62. But what are you with A.J. Brown? finally getting some looks go his way. 80 yards, 121 yards the last 2 weeks.
That squeaky wheel is definitely getting some grease. It's
Good
definitely getting
pipe.
some grease. I like AJ Brown. Listen, I've always been a big fan of AJ Brown's. I don't, I get the Philly offense hasn't been doing what it's supposed to be doing, and I don't know what everybody was thinking that it was like, oh, they're just going to light up the scoreboard on everybody. No, I mean, you got to give Barkley some work. You got to give your receivers some work. So, I mean, listen, I think that, he pissed and moaned enough that he's still seeing the targets. Everything seems to be kind of moving in a better direction for him. I would definitely consider him against the Giants. They do not have a strong secondary at all.
No, yeah. And again, whenever they do tend to, the target share has been there, right? It's just, Jalen Hurts has had some trouble throwing the football, but it's not like they aren't going to Brown. This is a very elite wide receiver at a really good price tag. So, Devonta Smith underneath him at 59. Again, really good upside if you want to go that game here. And we talked about if you're spending up at these running backs, you're probably living in this 5K wide receiver tier. So Stephon Diggs, Chris Olave, Michael Pittman's here, guys that we like. So I'm pretty good with this 5K range.
Yeah, Michael Pittman at 5,600. Oh my goodness!
Most he's been priced all season.
That is the high. No, wasn't he 58 last week?
No, 51.
Oh, he was 51 last week. He was 54 the week before that. There you go. That is the highest that we've seen it.
Yep.
It's great. So, I love Michael Pittman.
Pittman's definitely a good spot
He's
here.
Just consistent.
Listen, if Lamar's back, I like Flowers at 54.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Good play, bad defense. So I'm good with that. Wandale.
It's another Mac Jones game for San Francisco. Does Kendrick Bourne turn out, or was the fact that Juwan Jennings returned last week kind of put that big damper on it?
Yeah, Jennings, and also Houston's got a decent pass defense, so I'm a little on that one. Keyshawn Booty's fine. Again, they've talked about how they want to target him more because whenever they do target him, he just makes plays. So $4,800 for him. Rashid Shaheed, again, a big play guy. I am more Pierce than Downs. Every week I write up Pierce's receiving yards and longest catch prop in my best bets article. Mm-hmm. And every week he hits it. So we're going to do that again this week. 10 targets though last week. I mean, that's what stands out to me.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely good. I like Darnell Mooney going up against Miami. I'd like to see that happen. Here you go. Tez Johnson from Tampa Bay. Like, he's getting the work. He's a decent slot receiver. They've got Ibuka. They've got Cade Otton, but they're sitting out, Godwin for until after the bye week. Yeah. So, like, why wouldn't we give a little Tez Johnson look there? The target share has been nice over the last 3 weeks.
Dude, the touchdown that he made was all him. It was like a short pass, and he made guys miss and got into the end zone. So he's a playmaker. He's a burner. I like Tez Johnson. That's a good shout, especially when we're trying to get some cheapies here. You got Troy Franklin down here, which I'm fine with as well. You've kind of always been team Bateman, so maybe you'd be willing to venture back into that if Lamar's at under the helm here at 41.
Yeah, I guess. I'm
just saying, you've always kind of talked him up a little bit.
Did you say Troy Franklin yet? Did you?
I did.
Okay, good. Did you say Marvin Mims?
I did not.
What do we do with the gadget guy here, right? Like, what are we looking at with Marvin
7 targets last week?
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, all of a sudden here and now it's a soft matchup against Dallas. I'm wondering if that's going to be a good salary saver for us. We're going to need it.
Sure. Alec Iamaner again. It's, it is what it is. I think he's super talented. Maybe the offense can figure something out for him, but less excited. Let's see. Any other super?
What about Jaden Higgins? Since if Nico's going to be concussed, would you look at Jaden Higgins going up against San Francisco?
Yeah, I guess possibly. I mean, Noel was the one that did all the damage last week.
Right. Yes, I agree.
Maybe one of the two I'd be interested in. Ray McLeod went with the Giants. That's what happened there. All right. Interesting. I know he got let go. I didn't know there. DK had a good game against Patriots.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's repeatable or not. Kevontae Turpin, you highlighted. He's 33.
Did we miss Josh Reynolds? Yeah, Josh Reynolds.
I mean, did we miss Josh Reynolds?
Come on, 9 targets last week, John. 9 targets.
Josh Reynolds.
He was targeted 9 times.
All right, listen. If Tyrod's the quarterback, honestly, I would feel better about the Jets offense.
Oh, dude, I wanna slit my throat even for mentioning a Jet.
I mean, what about Xavier Hutchinson if there's no Nico?
Yeah, I feel like Higgins gets better play if than Hutchinson. Hutchinson plays as the Z receiver. Higgins would slot in as the X, and Jalen Noel handles the slot.
All right. That's all I got down here, though. There's nothing else popped up.
No Isaiah Bond?
Nah.
I
can't trust Dylan Gabriel to throw. I mean, maybe he could. I mean, the Patriots.
No, I don't.
Patriots defense would be great. All right, let's go to tight end.
Tight end.
Oh, okay.
It's National Tight End Day.
Breaking news.
Do tell.
AJ Brown ruled out for Sunday with a hamstring issue.
Ooh. It's a bummer.
Devonta Smith, $5,900.
Devonta Smith, $5,900.
And now maybe Dallas Goedert at $4,200.
Ooh, interesting.
Goddard torched the Giants. 9 for 110 and a score.
Yeah. Probably see a lot of people going back to that well again, huh?
I would imagine probably the case indeed. Patriots can't cover tight ends. Harold Fannon's $4,400. Could touch that one if you wanted to. Warren just obviously great. So if you wanted to play with Tyler Warren.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Surprisingly, Tennessee has been good against the tight end. I don't know if that's because Simmons is there in the middle of the field, but that's definitely a concern.
Isn't he out this week? No, Simmons out.
I don't know. Is Simmons out? I know Snead is, but I don't know about Simmons.
I thought I saw that, but maybe I missed it.
Let me have a look see here and see if Simmons. Yep, Jeffrey Simmons is out.
Okay. So, anyways, Warren just an elite tight end, right? So, like, it almost doesn't really matter half the time with these guys who's on them; they just produce. Kincaid's been really good. We'll see where he stands. Ingram again starting to pick some things up. I like Kyle Pitts here because Miami's defense is terrible. I guess Njoku could be back. If Njoku's active, you get maybe him for cheaper over Fannin.
That'd be I mean, if he was back for that, sure. I like Cade Otton here. Obviously, Otton. Yeah. You know, Otton turns out when Godwin and or Evans are out. So now it's both of them out. You've got Ibuka, you got Tez Johnson.
He's probably your chalk tight end. I bet ownership comes out and Cade Otton's the highest roster.
Oh yeah, probably.
Because that price tag is ridiculous. Chicago has a good matchup.
What about Dalton Schultz?
Okay.
Who saw he got 9 catches last week, right? 10 targets and no Fred Warner.
I can dig that. Again, pretty for PPR, 8, 11, and 18 the last 4 weeks. That's good enough at 33.
Yeah.
How
about Colston Loveland, 3,000 against the Ravens with no Cole Kmet? Because I believe Kmet. I don't know if he's been out. Has he been ruled out?
Yeah, ruled out.
Beautiful.
All right. Yeah. Tournament play if you're pairing up with Caleb Williams here. I don't mind that. That's probably it, right?
Yeah. You don't need to get too dirty there.
All right. Defenses.
Okay. Colts for sure.
Yeah.
If you can afford it. I don't mind the Pats. I definitely like the Falcons. And then I look down there.
I would consider the Browns 2,500.
Would you consider the Browns?
Again, I like the under 40.5 on that. The Patriots offensive line has been okay, but I mean, this is the best defensive unit they've faced so far. So, you get in the backfield. Mac Jones has had not Mac Jones. Now you have me doing it. Drake May has some fumbling problems potentially. So, I don't mind the Browns. 25.
That's the fantasy gods pointing you towards the Houston Texans defense against Mac Jones this week. Probably at 3,000.
I don't mind Houston at home versus San Francisco. I could get you're just always worried about Christian McCaffrey, obviously, but I don't hate that. Yeah, that's good. Eagles. I mean, listen, I get the Eagles defense hasn't been great, but at home, Jackson Dart, turn the football over a little bit. Maybe. I got nothing else though.
All right, so let's build the lineup.
Okay.
Let's put Flacco in there, Taylor, Robinson, and throw Henry into your flex.
All right, let's see how we can make this lineup work here. Taylor, Robinson. Hopefully you appreciated my effort to click less this show.
You know what? I actually wasn't even looking. I just sat there looking at the other screen the entire time.
Son of a gun. We'll do Kate Otten here. 3,400. Defense, go Houston.
Go Houston.
That's 4,600 for 3 wide receivers.
Yeah, that's why I didn't go Kate Otten in my lineup. Try Loveland at 3.
Okay. Loveland only gets us to 47, but not like impossible, right? We have some guys. I like Pierce. Tez. Maybe do Tez instead of Cade.
Sure.
That gets us to 54. 54.
There's your Zay Flowers play if you want.
No, we're 200 off of T just to tag somebody with Flacco.
So take out Alec Pierce and throw in Marvin Mims.
Mims or Franklin?
Either or, it doesn't matter to me. I think Mims is the cheaper guy.
He is. I'm just saying we have money for both. So. Franklin got 10 targets.
Because if you go Mims, you could actually go up to Olave and get some of that correlation with with Tampa Bay.
And just solo play Flacco?
Just solo naked Flacco.
Or do you go Devonta Smith?
Oh, yeah, you could go Devonta Smith there too.
Right.
So it is doable, but it's very, very tight.
It's very tight. And you have 3 potential zeros with Loveland, Johnson, and Mims. But it's doable. I
think we're probably going to be better off if we go Flacco. Oh, don't do Rattler.
What? What do you mean don't do Rattler?
I was going to say we might have to just kind of build lineups with like 2 lineups, like a Taylor Henry and a Bijan Henry, and then see what kind of flexibility that gives us. Because I do feel like, here on a PPR format, full point PPR format, that we're going to need maybe some better receivers.
Maybe a little bit better receivers, like slightly possibly.
Slightly possibly, if we maybe could.
Okay, because this is the game stack right here. Where's Otten? Rattler, Olave, Tez, Otten.
Oh, there you go. 300 left. I like that.
Right? You got a little Franklin. Got your 3 running backs. Got
kind of spicy there.
$300 if you want to go up on your defense. I know $3,300 defense gets you. The Bills versus Carolina, or the Eagles versus the Giants, maybe. So, all right, there's your Spencer Rattler tournament winner. Playbook will be out. Example lineups will be out. The dartboard will be out Saturday and Sunday. Get us in the Discord. Find us on the YouTube show, 11 to 12, myself and Andrew Cooper. From 10 to 11, you have Bender and Coop on Sirius XM. We appreciate you all tuning in this week, everybody. Let us know in the comment section how you guys are doing and who you're looking to play. We'll catch you later.